Okay, so we're going to be talking all about free groups today. So a lot of stuff you might have noticed on the Dream Builders Tribe that I uploaded like a crap ton of files. Those are going to be super helpful. You can even pull it up while we're chatting, or if you're watching the recording, you can pull it up as you're kind of going through or watching the video, and that'll help too. I'm actually going to pull it up so I can just kind of look at. So I think the first thing that's probably the most important is the Business Crusher worksheet that I titled it. Hey, Alicia. And this is kind of going through like who you are uniquely as a coach, and what do you represent, what things are you good at. So that way you need to be doing that work first before you start thinking about a free group, because that's really going to help you kind of target like, what do I want my free group to be about? So we're kind of getting away from just generic free groups. So clean eating is great, but there's so much out there. I mean, so many people do clean eating groups. So it's kind of, you want to do something that's unique to you so that people will join you for you. And I know Alicia and I have had similar training with her name is Sarah Dan. She's a marketing professional on Facebook. What now?
I found her.
Yeah, and she does lots and lots and lots of free stuff. She has it's called the Unstoppable Women's Entrepreneur Group. It's kind of a long title, but you can join that group, and she does tons of free stuff. So I highly recommend following her. Some of it might be a little bit over your head for right now, but as you keep kind of watching, she has some really, really good tips on like how to market yourself, and just how to run free groups, not even calling it a group. She really kind of goes away from even calling it a group, because people see group and go, ah, so like having some sort of unique name for your free group, that's not group. And so, okay, so Katie and I are just going to be kind of going through some of the tips that we have to make sure that you can run a successful free group. So I think the biggest thing is to, like Katie and I just talked about today, is not like to get overwhelmed by it, and just to take it step by step. And, Katie and I have been playing around with free groups, for a long time. You'll have some that are super successful and some that are total flops. And just know that each one is like a practice, right? But hopefully with some of these tips that we're going to give you, you won't have as many flops as we did. I think, like I said, the first thing will be to do the Business Crusher worksheet that I created in the file section to kind of get who your ideal client is, who you want to target, who you want to reach out to. And it needs to be more specific than like women. It needs to be like I feel like my people are people that are struggling with like emotional eating and binge eating. Like that's my niche. That's who I really connect with. Whereas like Katie, what would you say your niche is?
Mine is moms of young children. So that's what I target. Almost everything I do towards, including free groups, is moms with children like 5 and under.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of my group.
Right. So that means like that every post that you are doing should be almost like, or here's another way to think about it. Your former self. Where were you before Beachbody? Those are your people.
Talk to yourself, basically.
Yeah, talk to yourself.
The old Alicia.
Yeah. Talk to the old you. That's who your target is. And here's the biggest thing with free groups is to get them to become a customer. So, and the way to do that is to have them sign up for Beachbody On Demand. That's the easiest way. And what you can do is center your free group around doing some sort of workout, or even it could be yoga or meditation or something to where they are your customer. That way they have more skin in the game. Wouldn't you agree, Katie?
Yes, I would say if they're like really reluctant to do Beachbody On Demand, because you have to let them know it is free, but then they always hesitate because they have to enter their card information. And so you want to reassure them, like, I'm going to remind you, and you can cancel it, whenever you want, but you need to cancel it before this date. But if they're really reluctant to do that, you can just have them sign up as a customer with you. And you can do that on the Coach mobile app, but you definitely want to have them in your system Otherwise, you really can't convert them easily to a customer. During your free groups, if you're giving out samples or if you even talk about anything Beachbody related, some people will go hop on the Beachbody website and they order right then and there without even telling you, and then it's a mess, right? Because they're not your customer. So before you even start day one, you need to make sure that you convert them to a customer first. And I just tell them, I need to have you in my system in order for me to have you in my free group. It's free. It's the only thing you have to do is be my customer.
Yep. And that way it kind of like, if someone already has ordered something from Beachbody and they just, because that's happened to me too. They're like, okay, I went to the website and I ordered. I'm like, God. It's like, I mean, it's not that big of a deal because, you know, you can convert them over to have you as a coach, but it's just one more step. And we want to make this as easy and as streamlined as possible. So in the files section, I also uploaded my template for how I convert or how I transfer a customer, right? So if someone has ever ordered anything from Beachbody, they could definitely already have a coach and sometimes they don't even know it. So I put that in the file section as well. Okay, so here's I am really not word savvy. So I attempted to create a calendar, like a mock calendar for when should you even run a free group? When's a good time? So if you have it pulled up, you're going to want to look at the calendar that I kind of created. It's just kind of a mock calendar. But basically, when you're running a free group, you want it to be about 2 weeks before your next challenge group starts. So that way it gives time for you to actually run the free group. And then it gives people time to, hey, Taylor, it gives people time to actually order and get everything in for the start of your challenge group. So if you have that free group tips document open in the calendar, you're going to want to start marketing or just posting about it. Like do a big invite post about like the beginning of the month, pretty much. So at the beginning of the month, you're advertising, you're marketing your free group. And then I do a prep weekend. So it starts a Friday and then the free group starts on a Monday. It's a week long. And then you give those people first dibs. So I send like a message that says, hey, I'm about to announce my challenge group to my entire social media, but I want to give you first dibs. So this is part of your free group. So at the end of your free group, you need to be going live or doing a video that says, okay, here's what's next. You can take what you've learned and go on your own, which is that's always the last option, right? Because we want them to become a customer. That's why we're running this free group. You can join me in a free group. You can talk about the coaching opportunity if you think you want to do what I do. So those are some things that you're going to be talking about. And then at the end, you say, this is why I'm putting this open for you first before I open it up to the rest of my Facebook page. So that way they do feel special. Like I only have a certain amount of spots. You want to keep it. Reese, go away. Stop. Go. Sorry, my dog is like licking off the high chair. Go away. Sorry. So you want to make sure that you are doing some sort of time-sensitive bonus, which we're going to start on next. Do you have anything to add about that as far as timing?
Nope. Just like notice when in her calendar, she put it specifically, like she said, so that they flow very nicely into your challenge group. So if you were to run one at the very beginning of the month on the first of the month, but you don't have another challenge group starting until, the following month or something like that, then they're going to have to really wait a whole entire month before they can join your group. And they tend to not want to do that. So just keep that in mind. If you're starting a challenge group mid-month, then adjust your free group so that it flows right into that group.
Mm-hmm. And it gives people time to order and for everything to start. Here's another thing too that actually Taylor and I were talking about is, okay, it's like beginning of May and I have people that just purchased a challenge pack. What do I do? Like I've already started prep week. So here's what I suggest. Instead of making them wait until your next challenge group starts, hop on a call with them and basically do prep week in a phone call. So walk them through, you can even just have prep week up in front of you and just go through prep week, go through personal development, go through commenting on the pinned post, just go through some of those things in prep week over the phone with them. Even you could do a Zoom. I suggest doing a Zoom so you can share your screen and show them the pinned post, show them where the file section is. And that way you can still have people joining in even if they're missing prep week or a few days into prep week. Okay, so hold on, let me pull up my notes. What's next here? Does anyone have any questions so far?
So we kind of talked about like who and when to market it, right? Who to market it to and what kind of free groups to run, when to run them.
Okay. Here's probably one of the biggest things that can help you not just market, but get people interested in your free group and actually have people bite the bullet and sign up for your free group is using a time-sensitive bonus. And I've talked to some of you guys about this with your actual challenge group posts as well, but having something that is that makes it like, okay, I have to sign up by this date. So like the first 5 people that order or that join my free group are going to get a free coaching strategy call, are going to get my 3 favorite recipes or meal planning tips or something that you're passionate about that you could offer people. A lot of people like a free 5-day meal plan. Like you have resources that Beachbody has that you could use. Like you could use like my top 3 favorite Shakeology recipes or my jumpstart plan, a personal development plan. I do that a lot. I do like a personal development plan where I tell them my favorite apps, like the Insight Timer, the meditation app. I tell them about my favorite personal development books, podcasts. I kind of have like little file that I put together for personal development, and I give that to people. Those kind of things that say, if the first 5 people that sign up get this, blah, 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 whatever it is. And that kind of lights a fire under people's butts. And then they're like, okay, like, I really want that. So I want to sign up. So where they weren't going to sign up anyway, if they see that little extra, we're the same way. Go to Victoria's Secret or somebody says like, oh, if you spend $25, you get a free underwear. You're like, heck yeah, I'm going to do that. Same thing. Same kind of marketing. Okay. What questions do you guys have about free groups? Just anything in general. I'm just going to open it up.
I think can you guys hear me first of all?
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm just going to have to watch the first few minutes of the video to know what you guys talked about in the beginning, because I'm sure you already covered some of the things that I have questions about. So I haven't thought yet to do a free group, but I know that, hopefully after this video I'll have reasons as to why to.
Right. Yeah. I would say like just right now you guys are focusing on your first challenge group. I would say even like run 1 or 2 challenges before you even do a free group. I just know I've had a lot of interest, a lot of people asking me about free groups because you guys probably see me run them, but it is super helpful. Because here's the thing, people need to know, like, and trust you before they join you, before they purchase anything from you. And then the follow-up is huge, right? So I was just listening to a webinar that said 80% of sales happen after the 5th follow-up. So that's following up with people like multiple times. And that's not just being salesy every time. It's like, hey, have you ordered yet? Hey, do you want to order yet? No, it's like, hey, how's your life? Like, how are things going? Like, I know you were super interested in purchasing. I just want to follow up with you. And a lot of people appreciate that because they're like, oh my God, I totally forgot. I've been so busy. So just remember that 80% of the sales happen after the 5th follow-up. So that goes for your free group too. On Katie and I were talking about this. The last day of your free group, you are personally following up with those people. Hey, I would love some feedback. What did you think about the free group? Would you like to join my 30-day challenge group for some extra support and accountability? That kind of thing. So this is probably going to be something that you run in the next couple months, but now you know where your resources are, kind of how to get that started. And this is a great way to just really get people to know you first before they join, because a lot of people are kind of hesitant at first.
Mm-hmm. I would say this is kind of obvious. It's a free group, but you need to really provide quality content and just quality coaching and everything, like almost like your best face forward, because it's how they're going to feel you out and see like, is it really worth joining, you know, so-and-so's paid group? Like, should I really be doing that? Because if you come across not engaged, not personable, don't give good content during your 5-day free group, they're obviously way less likely to join you. So make sure that you really take the time, because they do take time to create these free groups, but then you have that content forever, and you can run that free group again in 6 months or in next year, right? We cycle out stuff like that too. And when they came out with free groups, when Allie presented this to us, I want to say it was like 2015. It was a couple years ago, and it was in the fall. Sierra and I had like been hesitant to run a free group. Neither one of us had. So we ran one together for our first time, and we each brought people. So that's always an option too, if you're nervous for your first free group, to do it with someone. And then it really kind of broke the ice and made us feel like confident enough to continue doing them. The other thing that I wanted to say is to utilize holidays and stuff. People get really nervous around like, oh my gosh, it's Halloween, there's going to be all this candy. So you can run a free group on anything really that fits you, but revolved around the holiday to kind of help people get through it, or holiday tips, or in the summer, like my top, traveling tips, like staying healthy while traveling, stuff like that, road trip, snacks, I don't know, stuff like that. So just think about holidays and really utilize them, because I feel like that's when I've had really great results, is when I do holiday groups.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so loud over here. Sorry. So another thing too is I shared also to the page like a 5-day free group example that you guys can look at. But really, here's the thing, like Katie said, like when you create a really great free group, you can rerun that free group with new people in a couple months. You know what I mean? You can kind of rotate things that have really worked for you. And there's been ones where I've had total flops, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it again, but maybe my wording was weird, or I used a weird picture and people weren't interested.
She wants to be in the meeting. She wants to be in the meeting. So yeah, if one doesn't work for you, don't like totally toss it out. Like I spent a lot of time on one, which like Sierra said, we're kind of really moving towards more personal type, like something that you're good at. You want to do something like that as opposed to like a 5-day booty group or something like that, which people do like booty groups. But I had a group where I did an ab challenge, which of course everyone wanted to join the ab challenge. And it really had like little engagement, and it wasn't like the content wasn't good. I wasn't just like showing exercises. We talked about eating and nutrition and how weightlifting plays into abs and cardio, and not just doing crunches, but it really was a flop. And so I had to like look at that, see what was wrong with it, and then run it again, and it was better. So just because like if one doesn't go well, and when we say doesn't go well, it doesn't mean like, oh, it went bad because I didn't convert these people to challengers, because that might happen 6 months down the road. You already planted that seed, but I say it's a flop when there's little engagement. That's kind of like what a flop looks like to me. So if it does happen, just reword it, refix it out, and try again.
Yeah, and that's another thing I just wanted to say too, is like, if you do have people that like they don't convert, they don't purchase anything, they might. So keep engaging, keep following up with those people. Because I've had people come back like a year later and be like, oh my gosh, like I know that I haven't been there, but I'm really interested now. And so, just keep engaging with those people.
Sometimes we feel like, well, I don't know who I'm supposed to be talking to. Like when I private message someone, not even an invite, but just like, hey, how are you doing? Or you're looking for people on Facebook to go comment on their posts. Who are you supposed to be doing that with? These free group people. So when you run a free group, because you're like running out of people to put on your Power of Threes or whatever, then you should run a free group. All those people that are in your group, those are the people that you want to be engaging and interacting with, because they're showing interest. They're obviously following you because they saw your free group. They were bold enough to join your free group. So now just be consistent with them. And eventually, I would say almost every time they're a free group participant, they're going to purchase something in the future.
Another thing too is to post your free group whatever your free group post is, like your mass post, is to post that in like different mom groups or different nursing groups, like for Taylor, like different groups that you're a part of on Facebook. So if you're not a part of any groups, that's something to start looking at, like posting in, like I know I'm a part of like North Colorado Springs mom group, and then like there's people commenting in there and or there's a breastfeeding moms group that I'm a part of. So different groups that you can post in, and so people, that's how I met Alicia. I think we've already talked about it before, but I met Alicia through running a free group. And so that's just something to think about too, is commenting and being present in some different like groups that are not just about like health and fitness, but getting outside of that. Like maybe Nurses in Pueblo has, I don't know, maybe there's like a Pueblo nurse page that you could be a part of, and then people that are nurses, like that's a huge hot market right now. Like, oh my gosh, nurses that work night shifts, and oh my gosh, they don't have time to work out, and like you could be that person for, you have a huge like market in that, you know what I mean?
Right. I thought in my mind about like somehow incorporating nursing into all of this. I mean, it's such a contradiction that nurses are really unhealthy themselves, but they're the advocates for like health and wellness and you know, it, like I posted a few days ago, I used to use my job as like the main reason why I didn't want to work out, and or why I couldn't eat healthy, or why I couldn't do this. Like it was just my big excuse for everything. But obviously I've made it work, so it'd be nice to, you know, kind of get people on board with that too. So
I've had a couple nurses, actually specifically labor and delivery nurses in my groups too. And, you know, they've shared the same stuff that you've shared, that it is really difficult, and that it's almost like everyone in that whole, you know, field just takes it for granted and eats like this, or you guys are exhausted from working odd hours and long shifts. But it's doable. Like you said, you've done it. I've had challengers. And so if you can really target that market, I think that that would be huge and very helpful. Think about how many people you can help by just sharing your story and journey and being honest that like, no, it's not easy. It's not like as easy as it is for that stay-at-home mom, but you can still make it work.
yeah. What do you know? And I think it's a great idea to look at different groups that I can join and make posts in there, because I was starting to wonder, like, you know, eventually I'm going to come up on the end of my immediate circle of influence and like my current Facebook friends, and they're going to get sick of me seeing posting day after day after day, like the ones who really aren't interested right now. And I wasn't sure how to like kind of reach out of my already group of, you know, people.
Something that I was talking to Sierra about yesterday is trying to start like a fit club or something in my neighborhood, and then some of the moms, or like we have a community like pool and like center, and if like I can do that, you know, once every 2 weeks or something, and like, you know, put out on the Castle Rock moms or whatever, like, hey guys, free group, you know, free fit club, come work out with me and get some health tips or something. And then I thought that might be a good way to get to know some other people, and if you can get some regulars in there, you might be able to get some more like consistent customers.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that, I joined this like run club. It's like a run club for moms, and it's like it's an organization. It's called Fit for Moms Run Club. But like out of that run club, even though they're already doing something with fitness, like people have wanted more support, more accountability, so they've joined me, even though they're already part of an organization. So don't be afraid of people that love going to the gym or only do this kind of thing or only do CrossFit, because there's super successful coaches that also do CrossFit. And they go to the gym. Like you don't have to have like this picture perfect, like people that, you know, have to fit a certain label in order to be a challenger. Like really, you can meet people where they're at. If they go to the gym, work that in. Like I go to the gym. I don't work out at the gym. I bring my kid to the daycare at the gym, but I still have a gym membership. You know what I mean? So you can still definitely meet people where they're at and make that work. So don't be afraid of, you know, that.
And just trust the process, ladies, because I have a customer who I'm actually going to share about today. She's run marathons. She's done, she bikes a lot. She's really into CrossFit because her sister owns a CrossFit gym in Reunion. and she just felt stuck. She joined my challenge group and she's lost 15 pounds in 15 inches. So what we have is great, no matter what level of fitness, beginners or whether they are super active in whatever they're doing, it's still going to work for them. So just be confident in that. So just kind of want to throw that in there, because that was in the back of my head, like, oh my gosh, this woman already eats healthy for like 10 years. She already is really fit. Like, is this going to work for her? And yeah.
Yes. How do you guys like market to those people? Like I do CrossFit. Like, this is my thing. How do you convince them that our product is, worth a try?
For me, it's just been being consistent. So like, these people are following me. And so like Taylor said, like, you may feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just doing the same thing over and over, and like the same people are liking my posts or something, but they're not. They're watching you. And this woman who joined me said, like, I stalked you. She's like, I followed you. I mean, stalked you for like a long time. And she's like, before I decided to join. So it's consistency. You can reach out by joining groups. So like, why don't you go, if you really wanted to, go to a CrossFit gym yourself and just try it out, like you can actually immerse yourself in those communities, because it's not like, oh, you do Beachbody, that's all you can do. You can't run, you can't do this. Like, you can get yourself out there too. But I'm also kind of, when I post today, I'm kind of hitting that group because I'm posting about a challenger that did CrossFit that now is doing this. So that's kind of a way too.
Cool, thanks.
So when you guys get into groups, like, how do you start? I mean, I'm sure I'd get an idea of how to make a post, like talking about what I'm doing. But when you join just random groups, like in the community, like Sierra with the Fit Moms Club, I mean, I wouldn't want to be like a newcomer to the group, just automatically feeling like I'm trying to sell something or promote something. I wouldn't want to just be one of those new annoying group members. So I wouldn't know how to approach.
Just build a relationship.
Yeah.
Like,
don't say anything about Beachbody for a while.
Don't be like, hey, yeah. So one of us really funny, actually. One of my, like, we're like really good friends now. Like, we hang out, we do a baby exchange every week. Like, our kids are I met her at a breastfeeding group. But anyway, she was in the Fit for Moms Club and she invited me to go to there. And I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. And she just purchased it. We had been friends now since our babies were born. So almost a year, and she's just now starting to drink Shakeology, and it's been almost a year. So we've just been building a relationship. And then I had another girl who was part of the Fit for Moms Run Club, and she's been following me for almost a year, and now she's like wanting to join my challenge group for the accountability. So it's really just about building relationships, because that's why we're here. We're not here to just sell people something anyway, but it's really just about building relationships, and it's fun too. It's fun to meet new people and start friendships. And then, there's some people that I haven't even told, like, I don't say anything about it, but what they ask, I'm like, oh yeah, I work at home. People at the gym, moms at the gym, like, oh, what do you do? Do you do class? I'm like, I actually work out at home and I come here for the cafe. It's kind of embarrassing, but you know what I mean? So it's just about building that relationship.
I just joined a new group, and so I'm in the process right now of going through posts and like liking what I really like. Like, I don't just go through and like everything. Like, I try to be really genuine, and in order to do that, like, if I like a post, I'm gonna like it and then I'll comment. I commented on something, and then later on last night, a woman commented back and was like, oh my gosh, like, me too, we have this in common. So I commented her and I wrote her name down. So maybe in a couple days I'll go friend her. I didn't go friend her right then, like, oh, I'm the psycho lady that like wrote you back and then I'm gonna go friend you. But like, you just want to build relationships. So get in a group, read, comment on people's comments, and just be genuine about, what you like about the post, what you like about the group, why you're in the group. And then eventually, like Sierra said, they're going to ask you, or they're going to go follow you. That's the thing. I'm going to friend this woman, and I'm sure she'll friend me back, and then she'll be seeing my posts. So yeah, hope that helps.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions about free groups? Don't be nervous about it, ladies. I was going to say that you might be busy right now because you're working on your first challenge group, but when you have some downtime, just because you're not planning on running a free group like in May or June, you might want to start pulling together some content, because if you're a procrastinator, sometimes I procrastinate, then it makes you nervous because I'm like, okay, I know I have this free group coming up, but I haven't done my stuff yet. So like do bits and pieces of it when you can, and get that content together now, so that when you want to run the free group in July or whenever you're going to run your first one, you already have most of the content and you're ready to go. So don't slack off on it. I'd say look at all that information that Sierra posted when you have time, and then start creating from there. So cool.
So how do you?
Yep, you happy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it sound funny? Because
No.
I'm using it. Okay.
Nope.
So I was thinking about that because I have a lot of single moms in my group right now, and some of them have just purchased the Beachbody On Demand, the trial, because that's just what they can do. But they have joined the challenge group because they want to kind of just be there for the accountability and see what it's all about. So if I were to try doing like a 5-day free group or whatever, how do you, I guess my concern is like some of the ladies in there already in my challenge group now that's supposed to be paid have not. Do you know what I mean? So should I do a free challenge group to help move them to a place where everybody would be free, and then keep the ones that have paid in one? Or I don't know.
Here's the thing. I know this is kind of tough. I know, Katie, you can speak on this too, but it's hard. But I don't know. I would let them try it out for a week. And then I'd say, okay, this is reserved. Like the people that are in here have skin in the game. So they deserve my full attention because they've paid and they deserve that. So it's not fair to those people that have paid money to be in your group. You know what I mean? So, and then to answer your other question, you can offer like, hey, I am going to be running a free group in blah, blah, blah. So why don't you join me here until, you have the funds? Or, here's the thing. People aren't willing to pay. A lot of times the money thing is because they don't see the value. So that's where you need to chat with them more. Like, okay, well, obviously something's missing. If they don't see the value in Shakeology, they're not going to buy it. If they don't see the value in your coaching, they're not going to buy it. If they don't see the value in Beachbody On Demand, they're not going to buy it. I mean, it really could be sometimes about with money. Like it really could be like, really that is the only issue. But a lot of times it's because, people are going to Starbucks every day and spending money there. So, it's a lot of times it's about people's priorities and what, if they don't see the value, they're not going to do it.
And in my experience, when I have challengers, I let in the group, even without Shakeology. It started, that was my first mistake I made as a new coach, is I was like, fine, it's okay. I'll let them in with just a program. Even those people, they did not do well in the challenge group. Like I could not get them to comment. I could not get them to send me their stats. Like they completely flopped out. And then in their head, they're like, oh, this is a bad coach, or this is a bad experience. This wasn't good. But really they weren't invested because they didn't invest the money. So often those people who want to just try it out for free, that's great because most people want to try something before they invest. But I would definitely move them to a free group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a free group would be perfect for them. And I think Sierra has run, I haven't run on-demand free groups, but she has, because there's meal plans they can access. You can kind of create a little workout schedule based off of the programs that they have for free. So she can kind of talk on that. If that's something you want to do, you can chat with her about that. But
yeah. Mm-hmm. I suggest I would only do Beachbody On Demand for that's how you have people become customers. Right now I'm currently running a 3-day refresh group. It's been super successful. I had 10 people purchase 3-day refreshes. I don't know what it is. It's about the quick fix. That's what it's really about when it comes down to people like quick fixes. But I mean, while I'm in there, I'm talking all about because my heart is getting people away from quick fixes, right? That's where my heart is. And so in the 3-day refresh group, I'm talking about, all of that kind of stuff, before and after photos and how to, loving yourself before and after, all that kind of good stuff. But it's been super powerful, really, really engaging. So if you guys want tips on how to run a 3-day refresh, but here's the thing, I ran the 3-day refresh because in order to be in the group, you had to purchase a 3-day refresh. So they're a customer. Bam. The people that didn't want to purchase the 3-day refresh, I still let them in, but guess who hasn't been commenting or engaged at all? Those people, because they have no skin in the game. The people that purchase something have skin in the game, and they know, like, okay, I purchased this, I better do it. I better be full out. Because I've been giving amazing recipes and awesome, super awesome stuff for everybody that's in that group, and the people that are engaged and commenting are the people that purchased.
Mm.
I was kind of coming up on a similar issue. I have somebody who, well, it's Colton's mom. She wants to buy one program because she doesn't have the internet to access the on-demand. So
Right.
she wants to buy one program in Shakeology, but she won't be in town until Saturday. But I offered to open her up into the group, knowing that it's understood that, you know, on Saturday we're kind of setting her up with everything. I don't want to get into the habit of doing that and then people not follow through, because it's really awkward when you're like, okay, like, how much longer are you going to be in the group? Because there are people
Right.
here who have skin in the game who've paid.
Yeah.
And especially when it's people that you love and you're close to,
Right, it's your
and you
family.
want
Yeah.
to see them. Yeah. So, you know.
That's something that I feel like that's a case-by-case basis, right? Like, it's your mother-in-law, right? It's your mother-in-law?
Future, yeah.
Future mother-in-law, basically mother-in-law. And that's just something where, I don't know, I would tread lightly with that. I don't know, maybe I would just wait till she purchases to put her in the group. So that way you can be like, I really want to set you up the right way. I want you to get started powerfully. So once you're ready to order, we'll start a call together and I'll show you the group. That way, it's not like this awkward thing where, you know, honestly, if you put her in the group, is she really going to be checking in? Probably not. I mean, maybe. But yeah, that's kind of what I would do. And just tread lightly with family and just know, like, hey, I love you. And I just want the best for you. So let's wait till you purchase and then get started.
Okay. I mean, I might recommend that to her because I haven't sent her the link to sign up yet or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think leading with, I want to set you up for success, and us being able to go through all of prep week together on the phone or even on Saturday in person, I think would be better for her to start that way. But I just have to share this real quick. I know we're running out of time.
I know. I think
The
we
last
might get kicked off, but if we do, we'll just
Okay.
comment below.
Yeah, we can talk about
Comment.
it later. Okay.
Okay.
Really quickly, ladies, before we close out, because we do have a minute left, if you guys have ideas on topics that you want Sierra and I to talk about during these calls, because they are going to be every other week, let us know. You can put it on the page, you can like Voxer, whatever you want to do, but we have a lot of ideas and topics. But we both started our businesses a long time ago, and it is very easy to forget like some of the stuff you guys are bringing up. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember, like, as a first time coach, or, you know, my first 6 months in the business, it was really awkward, like telling people they have to get a challenge pack. So yeah, just let us know your guys' ideas that you want us to chat on.
Yeah, and that's something that Katie and I are going to do like every other week. Probably on Monday, we'll just post like, hey guys, put your comment below your ideas and what you guys are struggling with, what your pain points are, and what you want us to talk about on our team Zooms. And then, of course, like every other week, we have the new Coach Camp Zooms with Christy. And those are super awesome, too, because it's always good to have a different coach's perspective. Like, it's always good to have more perspectives. So keep, like, submitting questions for new Coach Camp as well, because those are, of course, every other week as well. We just want to make sure you guys are supported, which is why we do the weekly Zoom. So we're about to get kicked off. Love you guys. You guys are rocking it. I'm so proud of you all. And if you're watching the recording, proud of you guys too. And just we'll keep up to date. And